Well, thank you very much for joining the conversation. We're going to be talking today, touching on a very, very topical matter, one that rubs some people very raw. It has to do with the LGBTQI AAP plus movement in Ghana and the anti-gay movement. So, recent times we know following the 31st of January, that group and the setting up of a resource center and the reaction, the likes of Sam George sponsoring that bill in Parliament for the promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. Well, today we have joining us the other side, forcefully reacting to this bill. We have Maxine, Angel Maxine, who identifies as transgender. We also have her mother, Araba Forson, who join us right here in the studio. We get down to the reality of their lives and what this bill means for them. Angel Maxine, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And Araba Forson, thank you for also coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Let me start with you. When you gave birth to Angel Maxine, I mean, she came out as a boy then. Yeah. Tell us the story, the nurses and everything, right from the start.
Yeah. Well, the first day when I gave birth, the midwife told me, "Oh, you have a baby girl." And you know, with my ambition, I wanted a boy as my first child. So I said, "No, I have a baby boy." And she said, "Wow, you're a woman of faith." She's a boy.
Wow.
And I said, "Oh, wow." And if I was happy, I brought her home. Everybody was happy. But anybody that sees my baby sees a girl in her.
You mean right from the
Right from the onset. Even I remember my mom brought her pink dresses. You know, everybody sees her as a girl. But you know, those days, we don't take it as anything. We see it as a beautiful child. When we get to the weighing, to weigh my baby, oh, the nurses, immediately they call Maxwell or Chiropoku, and I get up. But she's a boy. I said, "No, she's a girl." She's a boy. She's a girl. I said, "No, she's a boy."
So the person thought she was a girl.
She was a girl.
And you had to explain to the person that.
Yeah, so they
she was a boy.
Lose her and take her around. Look at something. Look at a boy. A boy, she's a girl. And then she's a girl, she's a boy.
So what were the identifiers? Was it her hair? Was it how she acted? What was it?
You know, I don't know, but she was beautiful. Very beautiful hair, beautiful eyes. No, she was very beautiful. And you and very chubby, and when you see, nobody will tell you that this is a girl.
Right. So initially the name was not Maxine or Angel Maxine like we are calling her now. It was Maxwell Opoku.
Yeah.
Right. And at what point did you start seeing these very sharp differences like you're speaking of in school and all of that? I think you mentioned age 9 at a point.
Age 9. Then I do sew. I'm a fashion designer. Right. So anybody that comes to my place will ask, "Oh," and maybe I'm not around. The person who's, anytime they come and they meet me, "We came to your place. We saw your daughter." I said, "Which of my daughters?" "I have only one daughter, but that's the smaller one." "No." They said, no. She's around between 8 and 9. I said, "What dress was she wearing?" "The jeans and a t-shirt." I said, "Oh, Kwabna." "Hey, she's a boy." Then there will be everybody. You know, and people, so now, anybody that met me those days who knew me will ask, "Where is she?" Said, "Ask for Kwabna. How is she?" I said, "Oh, she's the same." So they will not, it will surprise them when they see her this way.
Wow.
It's not a surprise.
All those who knew you from back then, including family members.
Yes, all my family, even they call me, when the first time they saw the video, they called me, "Hey, Araba. As for Kwabna, we all knew it was Kwabna.
Wow. Let me come to you, Maxine. So was it at that age that you finally realized, this is not me, I am not male, I am meant to be female, or I am somewhere in between? Was it at that age that you started feeling uncomfortable within your own skin? I
started feeling uncomfortable even when I was small, because I would say I grew up with a life of torment, hate, depression, stigmatization, and all that. And through all those times, I knew I was just somebody different. But I couldn't really figure out, because I hadn't grown by then. I didn't know much about sexuality. I didn't know much about myself and all that. Yeah. So as you grew into your own sexuality, let's talk about, let's say, your teen ages. What was it like? You've spoken about stigmatization, and I'm sure maybe you would have interacted with those of the opposite sex. What was it like at school and beyond? It was horrible. Yes. I had people insulting me every day, calling me Kojo Besia, man, woman. There were places I couldn't, pass. Even in school, I couldn't really mingle with my schoolmates because they all saw me different. I remember when I went to
school was here in Ghana, right?
Here in Ghana, okay. Yes. I was in Ghana secondary school. Secondary school. Right. The first day I got to the school, they took me, I was in the boys' dorm actually, but I was shy. So I woke up very early in the morning to bath first before. That's what I used to do. So
you go before anyone
else because sometimes I woke up at 3 a.m. And everybody was wondering, what is it you're hiding that you don't want? But I was shy, and I didn't know how to, make them understand what I was going through, because they are the same people who were insulting me every day. So I remember one time I was a little late. I went to the I came from the bathroom and I met a friend, and he said, "Oh, Maxwell, today, dear, you are late." And I said, "Yes." So, and they started screaming, "There's a female in the boys' dorm. There's a girl in the boys' dorm. How come we are living with a girl in this dorm?" Yes. Wow. So they took me to the cubicle, to the school prefect's cubicle, and they had to naked me. And they stripped you naked? They stripped me naked. Wow. Because I was hiding. Even to dress, I'll have to hide to dress. I will cover my bed and be under there, like as if there's something I was hiding, because I couldn't feel free and be me. I was scared they will see my little booty and they'll be like, "Oh, what kind of man has this big ass?" Or, and why is your body like this? Why is your, and all that. I kept hiding it. So that was, how I grew up. Even in my society, everybody knew me as, you just don't have to even mention my name. Just say, "Oh, Oba Berima or Kojo Besia." They'll bring you. Wow. Yes, that is how it was. That's what you were tagged. That's how I was tagged, yes. Which, you don't need to mention specifically where. Which area of Ghana do you grow up in? You don't need to mention the name of the place. Oh, I grew up reading Airport Residential Area, Cantonments, Osu, and Tema. And going through these struggles, how difficult was it for you? Like you mentioned, did you, for example, drop out of school at a point? What did it mean for you? I didn't drop out of school. I was still going to school through it all, because it got to a point I realized I'm mastering being myself. I've mastered living my life. I've mastered taking all the insults, all the stigmatizations, all the myths and misconceptions that they thought was around me. It's like as I grew, I was mastering all those things. So at a point, even though they do it to me outside, I only come home to cry about it, but I don't show my weakness to them outside. Have you lost friends because of who you are? Of course, I have. I've lost a lot of friends. I even lost my job and all that because of who I am. You lost your job? Yes, I did. What were you doing? I was a chef. So I am a chef. I'm still a chef. They found out and said, "Okay, we can't work with you anymore." No, it's not like that. But I don't even want to go there so much. But after my last job, I tried so much I tried to get a job, and I wasn't able to get the job because I couldn't fit in.
You couldn't fit in?
Yes, I couldn't fit in. They would tell me point blank, we don't need this kind of people here. Some of them, even if I cook, they would tell me the food is cursed.
Wow.
Yes.
Tell me, being transgender means that you were born with a different sex, so to speak, and later on you find out that maybe that is not what you really were. You identify differently. What has it been like being, apart from these things you've mentioned, becoming a woman? I don't know whether you get me. From Maxwell Opoku to Maxine, Angel Maxine.
Yes.
What has it been like moving from male, so to speak, to female?
Yeah. I think it's one of the greatest things that have happened to me. It's one of the most beautiful things that have happened to me, because my life changed completely when I entered womanhood. Everything about me just changed. My body, the way I relate to people. At first, you know, I had very low self-esteem. I was very timid. Everybody could just toss me around, but everything around me just changed. I saw things just differently. I was just me. And that is, it's like I'm being born again. I've found out this is where I really belong. And
you had finally identified yourself.
Yes, identify myself. And it was a fulfillment. It was a joy to me.
Right.
Yes.
You had finally broken free.
Yes, broken free, yes. It's like, I don't know how to even express it. Everything was changed in my life, drastically. Everything changed.
Let me come to you, Araba. As a mother, when you discovered these changes in Maxine and the developments and how, like she was saying, talking about her booty and everything, and then the stigma that came with it, how did you feel as a mother?
In fact, it wasn't easy. Because myself, sometimes I'll be working with her. The insult we'll receive.
Insults from...
There was a time some market woman threw a rotten tomato on us. Oh, Barberry Mabi. In fact, she didn't get it easy from me anyway. You know, and some people will be hooting at us. There was, even when we are working together, and sometimes me, myself, I feel shy. It's not easy, though she's my daughter. It's not easy. Standing with her by the roadside, when she comes to visit me, the way people will look at us. And some of them will be pointing, hey, or your ban or your bema. Hey, would you this or your bema? And then some, or your bema, or your bar, or your bar. I won't say anything. But, you know, I feel for her as a mother. It's not easy. In fact, it wasn't easy.
I believe it still isn't easy. I mean, you've been very supportive as a mother. You've helped Maxine make this transition, so to speak. And you're still dealing with the stigma. Has your family ever been threatened?
Oh, as for the threatening, it's our food. Even this video that came out recently, the threat myself, what I received.
What sort of threats do you get? Threats on your life, threats on your property, what?
Oh, they know me, they'll find me. As I'm covered by the blood of Jesus, I'm not afraid of anybody. We have seen your face. We'll find you. You know. So
when you put up that post on social media, people responded like that they would look for you, they would find you, so to speak.
Yes.
And do what?
They find me. What will they do? I want to bring,
I'll kill you.
Yeah,
I will destroy you.
You have brought forth an animal, and you want us to accept the animal. For the last time I checked, she's a woman, a human being like everybody.
Well, when you get such comments, and it means you've got them for quite a while, how do they affect you? Emotionally, physically, as a human being, how does that affect you?
In fact, it hasn't been easy. You know, from her teenage coming. So I have to go to churches. When I hear, oh, this place, there is prayer here, I will take her there. Maybe they said it's demonic. So maybe she will receive a deliverance.
So you initially you were taking her to churches?
Yes.
For deliverance?
Yes.
How long were you doing this?
Oh, long enough. It's only recently.
I mean, how many years?
More than 10, 15 years. And you know, the last one was, I went to Nigeria. Took her to TB Joshua because I was watching the TV. I do go there sometimes to fellowship with them, to pray with them because of her.
Wow.
And so, because of her, I've been to a lot of churches. Just for my daughter to be saved, to be delivered, to be the man that they want. So I took her to TB Joshua's place. TB Joshua prayed for her.
The late TB Joshua?
Yes.
Synagogue Church of All Nations.
I believe in him. In fact, he is the only true man of God I've believed. And I'll believe in him till now. He never condemned him. He never condemned anybody. He strengthened me because I was also experienced that low self-esteem because of the stigma. But when I came back, I was okay. And then one day she said, "Ma, are you sure I can be free?" And I said, "Yes, God can do it. Let's wait on God." Then one day, she told me, "Ma, I want to go to, I'm having an interview." I said, "Why not? You have my 100% support."
She wanted to go where?
To become a trans. When she said, "You have my 100% support."
How long ago was this, when that decision was made?
Oh, you know, she started, even when she was young.
Okay.
I'll see her sometimes wearing my clothes in the mirror with some wigs, checking herself. And sometimes
did that
her makeup.
You at the time? Did it worry you?
You know, those days I didn't see it as anything. And you know, I'm a woman of God. And she was brought up in a Christian home. And I'm a very strict mother. They don't even get time to go out. When you close from school, you will sleep your quiet time for 2 hours. When you wake up, you come, your teacher, you go for studies. And then from there, you eat. You watch TV 1 hour to bed. So they don't even get the time. All they have is me. And so we are friends. But I realized she was more closer to me because she was the weaker among them. So I have to be there for her. You see?
Let me come to you, Maxine. And in the midst of all these things that have happened, even before we talk about the new you, has all this pressure ever pushed you to the point where you've contemplated taking your life, suicide?
Of course, I have several times, so many times, so many times. I have tried committing suicide. I've even gone to the hospital because of trying to kill myself.
Wow, you had to seek medical assistance?
Yes. My mother has to take me through to counselors and all that just because I was just tired. Because I feel like, look, I feel I don't belong here. I feel this is not the place for me. I feel I have to, if there's anything called reincarnation, then I think let me just die and go and come back. Maybe I will come back as a different person or as a better version or as the woman I really wanted to be. So I've tried committing suicide so many times, and even to me, I vowed to myself that if this LGBT bill still goes on, if there's nothing going on and nothing, I'll just want to kill myself and just sleep.
But taking your life is
no, but why will I live?
It isn't an option.
Why will I live a life of torment, a life of hate, where I can't go out, where I can't associate myself with people, I can't work, I can't do anything, I'm basically at home all the time? This is not life. Why will I waste my time, myself, for society? No, let me just go and rest, and everything is over. Angel Maze is gone. They will cry for a week or two. It's finished. Then I am their biggest problem. I am their headache.
Whose biggest problem?
I'm the society's biggest problem now. Yes, because I've stood on my grounds. This is who I am. I'm not giving the chance for people to intimidate me. I'm not succumbing to people's fears. So if things are not happening the way it should be, then it's better I die. Because that is the next thing I have said to myself. Because I don't see a reason living.
There's much more purpose to life. As for death, suicide, let's not.
No, honestly, because I don't see why I will live and suffer.
Right.
Why I will live and always be in fear. Why I can't join my normal trotro like I used to do before. Why I can't get a job. Why I can't cook as a chef, you know. I am artistic. There are so many things I can do. If people are not giving me the chance and they are killing my dream, what do I do? It is suicide. Suicide is criminal. Yes. But when I'm dead, I'm gone. The criminality stays behind me, and that's whoever lives will deal with it.
How unfair do you feel society has been to you? Very,
very unfair. Very, very, very unfair. For not even, you know, I feel people should get closer to people like us. Get to know us, understand us. Why do these people keep doing this thing when we are talking about it? Why is it that you are seeing the dangers and you still want to do it? Get close to people. Get close. Get to know them. Understand them. That is it. So the society, everything is just bringing me down, 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 down. If I was before, I think I wouldn't have been here today having this conversation with you.
Maxine, so apart from your hair, the clothes that have changed, I see some tattoos here and there. Maybe I'll be asking about the meaning of the tattoos, but what else has changed? Have you had a sex change?
No, I haven't.
You've not had a sex change?
Yes, I haven't. Everything about my life has changed, I would say. Forget the wig, my hair, my clothes, all these things. Everything about me has changed. My confidence level has changed. How I used to respond to people has changed. At first, when I get on social media and they insult me, I will cry, I will be so hurt, but now I don't really care. They are sharing their own opinions. That's how I've understood it. So I just leave people to do what they want to do, to say what they want to say. Everything about me has changed. The way I speak.
What has changed about the way you speak?
I am confident.
Okay.
Yes. At first, I wouldn't even dare come close here because I was scared. I was afraid. But now my confidence level have changed. The way I associate with people have changed. I've been able to identify the bad people from the good people in my life. Yes. All the people who were pretending and all that, I've now been able to accept it. That look, at first I used to overlook because look, I was looking for love. I wanted somebody to understand me. I wanted somebody to just show me that care, that concern, you know. So I lowered myself to the root for people to step on me. But now it's not the same anymore. So I would say transitioning has brought the real me out.
Have you ever found love?
What is the love, if I may ask? Because I haven't seen that love before. Aside the love I have from my parents, there's no other love out. Nobody have shown me love. I don't know. A few people have shown me love, but I don't know the kind of love you are talking about.
So I'm talking about romantic love.
No.
Do you get people interested in you?
A lot of them.
A lot of them?
Yes, a lot of them.
And what do you say to them? Do you tell them now?
I tell them I'm a trans woman. And being a trans woman is not legalized in Ghana to get married and do all those things. So I just...
But have you been in relationships?
I haven't been in intimate relationships, but I've been in relationships like, you know, friendship, that I felt that, oh, in future maybe this could turn out to be this way and all that, but it wasn't really what I thought it was. Because everybody whom I would say came into my life had a reason. They had a purpose. They wanted to come and use me. That is what I would say. So me, love and all those things, I don't even know what love is. I've not felt it before. Nobody has cared about me like.
So beyond your mother, it's just been your mother.
Yes.
Do you have siblings?
Yes, I have siblings.
How do they react to you? How do they relate to you?
From the beginning, they didn't like what I was doing. They didn't like the idea. They will sometimes go and tell my dad, this is what I'm doing. You know, when I started this thing, I used to do it from home. I started doing comedy skits, started talking about things that are happening. I was just doing some jokes and all that and posting it, and the whole thing went viral. So my siblings, they were not happy, but you know, they knew me from onset. And even though they were not happy, they predicted this could happen. Things could change. So now, even though they are not really 100%, but they still support me. They still love me. They still care for me.
So when you were approached, let's just go back briefly. Those who approached you romantically, were these men? Were these other women? Were these, what was it?
Mostly men.
Mostly men?
Mostly men.
Here in Ghana?
Almighty streets.
Here in Ghana?
Yes, here in Ghana.
Wow.
Yes, almighty street men. I've never had
almighty men.
Yes, I've never had any gay person approaching me. All the people who approach me are married men and young men, like young guys who are straight. Yes, those are the people who approach me.
Wow.
Yes, and I tell them the truth. I tell them I'm not ready to lie or ready to. I don't need anything from anybody. So there's nothing I'm going to lie to tell you stuff. No. I just tell you, fine, this is it. But we can't have this thing here in Ghana. That is it.
Tell me, I see, I'll just go back briefly to your tattoos.
Yes.
I see this one, Jinyame.
Jinyame, yes.
Right, and I see another one, some letters on your chest. What do they signify?
This is my mother's name, Araba Force in here.
Okay.
And Jinyame, except God. That's my dad's name.
Wow. Your dad is?
My dad, that is his name, Jinyame.
Jinyame?
Yes.
So basically, these tattoos represent?
Them, my parents.
Right.
Yes, and the other ones on me are my siblings.
So you have
they
your
are the
siblings,
only people.
Tattoos of your siblings.
I haven't written their name, but the tattoo I have signifies them.
Let's see some of those. So this is the Jinyame one. Can you just show that to the?
This is Jinyame.
This is Jinyame, representing your dad.
Yes, my dad.
I see another one. If you could just.
That is my name.
That is your name.
Angel Maxine.
Angel Maxine. And that's your mother's.
And that's my mother.
Mommy, so let's just talk about this. You're a staunch Christian. In fact, your family is a staunch Christian family. Church has received this in different ways. I just want to find out from the Christian perspective, and when we come to this bill, you know what it says. It's a bill on the promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. I'm sure you know by now that many churches, from the Catholic Bishops' Conference to the Pentecostal group, charismatic churches, I think the most recent one, SDA, most churches have come to say, no, such activities are unbecoming of Christians. We don't support it. We want this bill to pass. How do you put that side by side with your being Christian, a staunch one at that?
Okay. I see them like the Pharisees.
You see them like the Pharisees?
The Pharisees and the Sadducees. Kill him, kill them, because they couldn't do their job.
Which is what?
They said Christ came to save, came to seek and save the lost. He came for sinners. And he loves sinners. So if Christ loves sinners, where is that love? for these people. If they say they are sinners, okay, Christ has given them the authority to cast out devils. And so if these people are devils, where is their authority Christ has given them? Which means they are nothing. They are not doing their work as a Christian. And they are not being able to, I don't know how to put it. They don't have that authority that Christ has given them. They don't have it. That power.
You mean they don't have the moral right to criticize?
They have no right to criticize. Because theirs is to save. Preach the gospel to save the sinner. But when someone comes to your church and you condemn the person, do you want the person to come again? No. You don't want them to come. And some of them, their parents are pastors like mine. And their parents reject them. They will insult them in the church, humiliate them. Have they come down to their level to know them? To know why they are like that? To at least share the word of God and show them love? No. But rather they are hiding behind the government, to push the government to cover their shame.
To cover their shame?
Their shame.
So
and I'm ashamed.
Their shame in the sense of?
Their shame in the sense they couldn't do what, they couldn't access the power God has given them. They couldn't use that power to save the sinner.
But you would agree that salvation, yes, it's both general and individual as well. There is a communal form where we all go to church, we all participate in different things, all looking for the salvation of our souls. And there's also that individual bit where you as the individual are responsible for your actions. And on Judgment Day, per what we are taught, you would have to give account. All of these are there. So on an individual level, apart from what the churches are doing, well, why do you feel aggrieved against the churches, as though they were the ones who were to carry all the blame?
Did Christ give them the authority to condemn? Were they given power to condemn and kill?
But even Jesus delineated, he when things were wrong, he said, this is not right, it is wrong.
Yes.
He told the people.
You know, when they brought the woman who fornicated, then she came to kneel before Jesus Christ. Then he wrote it down. The one who have not sinned before should throw the first stone. Ask them, are they not sinners? Those men of God who came to stand there to talk, are they not sinners like these people? Are some of the sins justified? That this one are proper sins, like they are saying proper human sexual this thing. Are some of the sins special? That this sin is taking you to heaven? Then we are all sinners, seeking for the grace of God. And then why do you come to condemn your fellow sinner? That they should kill him. Were you in that Sodom and Gomorrah? Were you there? Was were the angels going there because of the people were sodomizing? It wasn't specific. The angels came to Abraham, told them they are going to destroy the place. Their sin is full. And so God has given them the authority to go and destroy that place. They didn't say that they are sodomizing, so God said they should go and destroy the place because they are sodomizing. No.
So let's quickly do this. I know this is from Genesis 19.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick look at that, because I am also interested in the bit about Christian values in all of this, apart from whatever else, legally speaking, that people may speak of, Act 29 and all of that. Some have also raised the moral argument, and it's become crucial to the conversation. The Muslims are saying this, the Christians are also saying that. But even before I read a bit of what Genesis 19 says, are you a pastor?
Yeah, I'm a man of God.
Okay. Is there a church you pastor?
Yeah, we had a church some years, and even actually, she was a choir master. And I'm in a church. Okay. But for some time now, because of this transgender thing, I went to say that I have one. So to me, we should pray for them. We should rather help them. We shouldn't justify some of the sins, because there are some of the church members whose children are drug addicts, beat them, steal from them. So mine is not different. Mine don't steal from me. You know, the only problem with mine is the way he has dressed. And so you want me to throw mine away and you want to put yours in your stomach. Is it fair? It's not fair.
Good question there. Let me just read what Genesis says so we can just talk about it. When you read Genesis 18, before we get into 19, where Abraham pleads for Sodom, it says, then the Lord said, the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great and their sin is so grievous that I will go down and see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has reached me. If not, I will know. The men turned away and went towards Sodom, but Abraham remained standing. And then we go through the sequence of asking for 50 righteous people coming all the way down to 10.
Yes.
Let's now go to Genesis 19, because then we see exactly what happens, in fact, when the angels come to Sodom. And so the two angels came. They did not want to spend the night out there in the city square. Lot kept encouraging them. I'm just summarizing. But he urged them. Lot ordered the servants to bake some bread and prepare a fine meal for the guests. When it was ready, they ate it. That was when they had come into his house. Before the guests went to bed, the men of Sodom surrounded the house. All the men of the city, both young and old, were there. They called out to Lot and asked, where are the men who came to stay with you tonight? Bring them out to us. The men of Sodom wanted to have sex with them. Lot went outside and closed the door behind him. He said to them, friends, I beg you, don't do such a wicked thing. But they said, get out of our way, you foreigner. Who are you to tell us what to do? And then the two men said to Lot, if you have anyone else here, sons, daughters, sons-in-law, or any other relatives living in the city, get them out of here, because we are going to destroy this place. The Lord has heard the terrible accusations against these people and has sent us to destroy them. Don't you feel it is tied to what the people were doing, especially as the people themselves wanted to sodomize the angels, so to speak?
It was part of the sins. It wasn't sodomizing alone. He said their sins were so grievous. So it wasn't their sin was so grievous, which means the sodomy sin.
Right.
But he said sins. You see? So it means there were other sins. There were other sins. And also, when you talk of those ones, and then what are the benefits of the Christ's death then? Because his death came to save us from that sin, that curse. His blood, he came to die to save us from that sin, that curse. And so when we go to him and we plead, Abba, Father, he forgives us and brings us back, because of the blood.
Do you feel in all of this that, and I'll be coming to you, Maxine, shortly, do you feel, now that we're having this entire discussion of sin and what is not sin and judgment and all of that, do you feel there's anything wrong with what Maxine as a transgender is doing? Do you feel there's anything wrong with it? Like people are suggesting?
With me, from the beginning, I said there was something wrong with it. But the society themselves, condemning her, pushed her to this. And
so this is society.
And in fact, wait, after she became herself, I saw my daughter so different. I realized she has become herself. And I'm happy because during those days, I was always sad because she was weak. Everybody trampled on her.
Yeah, she spoke about her self-confidence and all of that.
It hurts me as a mother. Sometimes I go to fight for her because she's weak. She was weak. But after her she became I don't need to fight again. She defends herself.
Let me come to you. This is what your mother is saying, but you are living the life.
Yeah.
This is your life. She's living it with you because of the experiences. Yeah. But listening to all of this, do you ever feel that maybe something is wrong? That maybe, after all, maybe I've missed something out there. Maybe this is not God's plan. I'll read this portion of scripture to you. And I just want us to have a very open discussion because these are the same scriptures that other people also point to.
Yeah.
Romans 1:26 and 27. For this reason, God gave them up to passions of dishonor, for even their females exchanged the natural use for that which is contrary to nature. And likewise also the males, having left the natural use of the female, were inflamed by their lust for one another, males with males, committing what is shameful, and receiving in themselves the recompense which was fitting for their error. For those who quote these at you, do you feel they are getting it wrong?
Well, I feel that if you can't fit in my shoes, don't talk about me. I feel that
can't fit in my shoes, don't talk about
it. If you can't fit, if I take my shoes off, I don't think they would like to fit in my shoes for even an hour.
Right.
Because they can't fit in my shoes. So I see it as, if you can't fit in my shoe, don't judge me. Don't condemn me. You should be able to understand what I'm feeling. And I'm not the only person like this in this Ghana or in the world. There are lots of people like me going through a lot of challenges. They are going through, every time I have somebody coming to me to tell me something different. And even me, I'm breaking down already. But I have to encourage them, to give them hope, to give them life. Because they feel nobody understands what is going on inside them. But I do, because I am like that. So to all the people out there judging us, thinking that we are devils, we are evil, we are outcasts, we are an abomination and other things, fit in our shoes. Understand us, get close, don't judge us wrongly, because it's no fault of ours. So it's no fault of ours. We didn't create ourselves. Look, sometimes I see my brother and I cry. I see him and I cry because he has 2 kids. I see them coming every day and it hurts me because I can't do that. I can't be like him. You think I don't shed tears? Or you think I'm not hurt with the way I am? You think I'm not hurt with how different I look? You think it's my will? You think it's my wish to look like this? You think I'll not be happy to look like any other man on the street? You think that I'm intentionally doing this? No, I'm not. I've fought it. I've fought this for years.
Like your mom said, 10, 15 years.
And I feel that this is it. I am done. I am done. I am, that is it. Anything should happen. This is me. This is the real me. This is how it's supposed to be. And this is it. If anybody feels that I'm intentionally doing it or I've not done anything to help myself, it's a lie.
Like your mom said, you've been to all those, prayer camps.
I've done everything. Everything possible.
For some people, then they would think, okay, so did God get it wrong? I mean, you came out as male.
Yes.
You still have your male organ.
Yes.
But you feel female. How do you feel when it comes to God in this sense? I mean, how do you feel? Do you feel God got it wrong?
God doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't make mistakes. I'm just like God. I am the image of God. If I am a transgender, God is also a transgender because he created me. I am an image of God. I am no different from any other human being. I could have my flaws and everything, but I can't question God's authority because he knows what is right. And he knows at a point in my life, this will happen to me. He knows I will go through all these things. He has arranged for everybody. He knows what will happen tomorrow, what will happen next tomorrow. So God doesn't make mistakes.
God never makes mistakes.
He never makes mistakes.
In that, social media interaction, you spoke about making it to heaven and all of that. Are you sure you're going to make it to heaven?
They will meet me at the gate. They'll meet me at the heaven gate. And I'll be looking at her. You are the one who insulted me the other day. Hellfire. You, hellfire. Please take him to the last and let him rot. They'll meet me. Because I'm living my true self. I haven't lied to anybody. I am being me. I love everybody. I respect everybody's views and opinions. I am just me, and that is it.
I'm just me, and that is it. So, for those who are pushing the bill, the sponsors, the chief proponents of the bill, for example, Sam George, you've had some choice words for him. How do you feel about those pushing the bill, the likes of Sam George? How do you feel about them?
I have some question for him first. When he looks at maybe the video I made, when he checked the comments, how does he feel? When he posts something, the hate that comes out from people, hurry up so that we can kill them, we can lynch them, we can destroy them.
But the bill, just to be fair, the bill even seeks to protect people who are LGBTQI AAP+.
And are they doing that now? If you want to pass a bill, you should start with the protection. You should start educating the people.
But even per the Constitution now, it is wrong to do that.
Yes.
It is wrong to attack anybody, whether armed robber or anybody suspected of being LGBT. It is wrong.
But the society doesn't know that, because the churches themselves has come to condemn them to death. And so the society also sees them that they are demons that we have to cut, because it's because of them that Ghana is not prospering, but not because of the thieves who are stealing from the coffers of the nation. When someone is supposed to give a contract to someone to fix a road, shabby, and take the money, put in his pocket, because he has to pay some contract people, some minister or some this thing. The corruption. That is what is killing us, not them. I've gone closer to them because of my daughter. I've spoken to a lot of them. I wanted to understand as a mother. One of them asked me the same question my daughter asked me. So can God save me from the way I am? Because I'm not happy the way I am. So I've been praying, seeking God. But yet, and one thing about these people, whatever they see, they dream or something and they tell you, it comes to pass. Is God a man or a woman? Yes, so God is sovereign. Yes. So who can tell that God is a man or a woman? And both together is one, isn't it? That is God. I fasted, prayed. I'm a woman of God. Because of her, I've fasted 40 days, about 3 times for her.
Wow.
Yes. I've gone through 130 days, 150 days. That maybe I'll find favor with only word I heard from God. I created her in my own image.
That's what God said
yes.
to you. And
I brought her to save
Maxine.
people like her. To help people like her. And so, which means God's eyes are on them. He said his eyes is on the sparrow. And I know he watches over me. Which means God's eyes is on them too. God does not discriminate them for us to condemn them.
This bill that is being pushed in Parliament. You have said that should it pass, you would go naked?
I don't care.
To Parliament, to the presidency?
Oh, yes.
What is the plan?
Let me tell you something. The bill, the problem I have with the bill, why do you have to criminalize somebody's sexuality? And also, what Bumia Bramisu, no one should, tough advocate for them. How? You see that the bill came out of hatred. Someone who is hateful against the people.
Sam George and Co have said that is not true. That they don't
true.
Hate.
Everybody can see that, but it's not right. You don't. And then there was an instant I heard him saying that I don't want my children to become like that. So because of your children, and you have power, you have to make a law against somebody to protect your children. Is it fair? He's not being fair. He should look at the comments alone. That if that bill, that supposed bill should pass, what will happen in this country?
What do you feel would happen if the bill passes?
Don't you see that? Look, there was something that happened the other time where at Sunyani area or something.
You mean the Nkuranza
area
where they poured,
yes.
They offered libation.
Look at what happened there.
1 year.
Was it good?
But it's been condemned.
Yes. You wait for it to happen before you condemn it. You don't have to wait for it to happen before you condemn.
Right.
You have to put the right things right.
So you're sticking to your guns. Should the bill pass, you would still do this?
Oh, I don't care. What do I have to lose?
Let me come to you,
If I open it, the world will see. If these people don't belong here, they are not Ghanaians, as they are saying that the white man has transported this thing, then they should deport them from Ghana to where they belong, where they think they belong.
Let me come to you, Maxine, before we talk about your music, and that's important that we talk about it. So in terms of relationships, for example, this skipped my mind earlier. Would you go for a male or a female, or would you look for someone who is also transgender?
I am a woman, a beautiful one for that matter, and every man who sees me will like me. That's the only answer I have for you.
So as a woman, you're looking for men?
Any man who sees me will like me. I am a woman.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's look at your music. Hip life?
Yes.
Afro pop?
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about how did it start?
Okay, so music for me started way back in 2002. That was right after SS and all that. I met a group called Triple M, and I was following them up and down and all that. They taught me how to do music, how to write my own songs and all that. So I recorded some songs, but my father never allowed me to do music. He said music was for school dropouts, riffraffs, charlatans, people, why am I doing music, blah, blah, and all that. He wanted me to go to school. But I was still doing the music and hiding it. Sometimes I even use my school fees and go to the studio. I use my school fees, I'll go to the studio and I'll come back and cry and say, my school fees is lost and all that. They'll punish me, they'll still give it to me. I'll go back to the studio. That was it. So I was on it gradually till I completed school. Then I went to Koforidua Polytechnic. Okay. That is where it's really started for me. That's where it took off. Because it started when that was in 2008. Okay. Aquaba nights in Koforidua Polytechnic. Okay. And they were asking people if anybody wants to come and perform and all that. But anyway, when I got to the school, I was different too. I was with my blonde hair, with my skinny jeans. I was wearing my Santiago boots. I wear a crop top, and everybody like, "Hey, who is this?" Be there, me living my life. Right. Everybody was like, who is this? They thought I was a foreigner actually, but they realized I was gonna. People they were scared, like, hey, who is this person and all that. So at the Aquaba nights, I registered. I said I wanted to perform. So I went to the studio and I recorded some songs. And I took some girls from my class and I showed them how to choreograph I created a dance for them, and we went for the show, and it was like everybody wanted to see Sexy Lagazi. What is she? That was my name.
Sexy what?
Sexy Lagazi.
Sexy Lagazi. The sort of names we take on ourselves.
Lagazi. And everybody was like, what is Lagazi coming to do today? You know, so it started like that. Every event that happened in Koforidua, everybody wanted me there. Then I saw that, oh, there was nothing entertainment, no, nothing. So I created my own entertainment group, or I'll say label or whatever, Angels Entertainment. Okay. That was in 2008. Okay. So I used to organize shows for the up and coming musicians. I used to take them to the studios. That was my passion. That was what I was doing alongside going to school. Right. So after I completed school, I had to come back to Accra. And when I came back to Accra, you know, the stigmatization and all those things, I stopped doing the music. Because even when I was Sexy Lagazi doing the music, I have instances, I'll be performing on stage, people would throw things at me.
Whoa.
Yes. Because maybe I'm wearing a short shirt or something. That was me. You know, you are seeing a male looking like a woman and she's dancing like a woman and but you are seeing, you know, that was me. They would throw things at me on stage. Some people would start shouting, away, and all that. But even with that, I will still stand there and perform. Okay,
so tell us about songs you have out there. Do you have any songs on streaming platforms?
Yes.
YouTube and all of that?
Yes, the first song, as I came out as Angel Maxine, the first song I came out with was De Dede.
De Dede. De Dede. Do you have any videos?
I have one video. That's the song I did with One Love, the Kubolo, and Sister Derby. Wufie.
Wufie.
Wufie. Okay. Yes, that's the video I have. Okay. Yes.
And the Dede, on the Dede, do you feature?
I haven't done the video yet. I didn't feature anybody. I did it myself. I sang the whole thing myself. But the second one was Wufie. That was when the LGBT issues started going on. I said, look, since I am a trans woman, I'm going through these things, and I know a lot of people who are like me, and they also come from homes, and people who live their own there in their home and come and insult me. I will just tell them, if you insult me, ebi wo fie.
Oh, so that's the meaning.
Ebi wo fie. Supi, ebi wo fie. So that's the meaning of the song.
Right before we wrap, can you give us some lines, right before I come to Mommy to rap, can you give us some lines from, is it the Dede or Wufie?
I'll give Wufie.
Wufie. I can tell that. Okay, so give us a few lines.
I dey live my life, them they vex. As I start to shine, them they fear. Them they worry, oh, worry. Say why I live my life like this. I'm sorry, oh, sorry. I know they live my life to please you. Worry, oh, worry. Say why I live my life like this. I'm sorry, oh, sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Kojo besia, ebi wa wufie.
How has your music been received?
Well, it has been received so well, but you know they will still condemn it because it's coming from a transgender. Because the transgender is telling them the truth. So it's a bad song for them. But for people who understand me, for people who believe in me, it's I'll say, Wufie is the biggest song in Ghana. I'll say Wufie gives the LGBT community joy. It gives them hope that they are not alone. And that's the beauty of that song, Wufie. And it was beautiful having One Love, the Kubolo, and Sister Derby on that song. They made the song what it is today. Yes.
I know the two of them have been very supportive of
very,
LGBTQ
yes, very,
community.
very.
To wrap this entire, conversation, whatever has a beginning has an end.
Yes.
Araba.
Yeah.
After all these things we've discussed, what are you hoping to see in reference to the bill and in reference to life moving forward? Life, your daughter, Maxine, Angel Maxine, life generally moving forward in Ghana?
Oh, with the bill, for me, I think there's a law already that don't allow homosexuals. So to me, there's no need for a bill to criminalize them. There is a law that criminalizes them already. And so that fear is with them.
You're talking of Section 104 of Act 29.
Yeah. And so adding the prison, doing them this, You know, people will use that to, blackmail others. And it will cause a lot of problem. I may ask, if you put this gay and gay in a cell, what do you think will happen there? Would that gay stop? When he come out after the 3 years, what is he coming to do? Is it not the same thing? It's something that is with them that you can't take it away. So we should learn to live with it. Not that I don't say that my daughter should marry a man, no. But I want my daughter to be free. I don't say no. I don't want my daughter to marry a man. But I want her to be herself, to be free. We have people who never marry.
Right.
Paul did not marry. It's not compulsory that somebody should marry and give birth. It's not compulsory. It's not everybody that will marry and give birth. There are people who are created that they will not marry. They should take them as one of them. And rather, what I think is, we should educate them, help them. These people you see are very talented people. We can harness that talent, and that talent can help us. It can generate revenue for the nation. We shouldn't condemn them. You know, a lot of them are committing suicide. I talk to them. Some of them are mentally touched because of society, emotionally stressed. You know, so I'm pleading with everybody in this nation. They should stop their homophobia. They should calm down with it. They are human beings like all of us. And the churches, please, from the beginning I was angry. I was harsh a bit, but honestly, I'm begging the churches to rather come to their aid, to see how best we can help them to, we can save a lot of them, come out of it, but not condemning them.
It's really been interesting, refreshing having you two, Maxine, and I'll say it once more, you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Angel, Maxine, and Araba Forsen, daughter and mother, thank you for joining us for this very important conversation. And we have a surprise for you. Ufie, yes, Ufie. As we wrap this conversation on LGBTQI and the way forward from the bill to those in the trans and other communities who feel they are being targeted, we leave you with Angel Maxine, Afro pop, hip life artist.